Louis. The Connecticut private school of which he was headmaster had, in addition to its many scholarship students, a healthy share of the upper crust's sons and daughters. Russ had learned how to deal with the wealthy and how to do it with grace. In contrast to the 18-year-old boy who had left St. Louis with a broken heart and a single satchel containing all his belongings, he was a man of considerable social skills. He was counting on those skills to stand him in good stead over the next 5 days, through the inevitable confrontation with Gertrude Hoffman. And the inevitable one was Cynthia. The prospect of seeing Cynthia gnawed at him. Because of that, he had thought long and hard about the wisdom of returning to St. Louis. He had a satisfying life in Connecticut. He didn't need pain from the past, nor did he want his presence to spark anything, tension, an argument, words of resentment, however brief, that would hurt Diane. This was her time. He wanted it to be perfect for her. For that reason, he should have stayed away, but for the same reason, he was coming. Diane had asked him to, had handwritten her request. Russ read that part of her letter for the umpteenth time. Had Matthew been here, he would have given me away, but he died before Nick and I even reconciled. Mom has asked Matthew's brother to do the honors, and though Ray was always wonderful to me, it isn't the same. This is one of the most important days of my life. I want it to be perfect, which is why more than anything, I want you to give me away. You're my father. I know that coming back may be difficult for you, but if you can possibly see your way clear to do it, I'd be so happy. Russ believed her. In the dozen or so meetings that he'd had with Diane over the past 6 years, dinners, first in Boston when she had been at Radcliffe, then in New York after her stint abroad, he had come to know her for her sincerity. While not the confrontational type, she let her feelings be known through the look in her eye, the set of her mouth, the tone of her voice. Her wariness at their first meeting had been obvious to him, as had her subsequent warming. The last few times they'd met, she had greeted him with a hug, a warm, genuine, happy to see him hug. Each time he thought of that, Russ choked up. He suspected he would walk barefoot over hot coals if Diane asked him to. Of course, she wouldn't. She had never asked a thing of him. Until now. So how could he possibly deny her this request? The clouds had begun to thin out, breaking at spots as the plane began its descent. Russ folded the letter and replaced it in the breast pocket of his blazer, near his heart. He wasn't sure if he deserved the honor of walking Diane down the aisle, wasn't sure if he deserved Diane at all. The last time he had done anything of a practical nature for her had been when she was 3 months old, on a night he'd relived hundreds of times since. Having made his decision to leave St. Louis, he had bathed the baby and gotten her ready for bed. He remembered how small she was, how neatly, trustingly she curled against him. He remembered her sweet smell, her smooth skin, the tiny noises she made as she sucked on her thumb in the crib. He remembered turning off the light and feeling himself thrust into the dark, then being caught up for a brief, bright time in Cynthia's arms before slipping out into the deepest darkness he'd ever known. "This is the captain again," a voice with a distinct Midwest twang filtered through the airplane. "At this time, we are beginning our final descent into St. Louis. Weather conditions at Lambert Field are partly sunny with the temperature a warm 76 degrees. Air traffic permitting, we should be on the ground in just about 12 minutes. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all for flying with us today and to wish you a pleasant stay in St. Louis." The easygoing timbre of the man's voice snapped Russ from past to present, darkness to light, sorrow to joy, and he was here on a mission of joy. His